towards the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, guys. Feels like Deficio wants to join the analyst desk, actually. Quite excited there. Let me just quickly go back a little bit. LMQ is a less refined version of OMG. OMG team fights better. Let me think. Xiaowei Xiao is not going to do well against Cool. Soloed him. No Names, not a strong jungler. Let me wrap this off with everyone's underrating LMQ. I think... You know,
Professor Crumbledore.
Did I say that?
Oh, I think you did.
Oh,
Congratulations. What a game from LMQ.
I couldn't hear that over the screeching bald eagle that went by.
How is anyone supposed to predict that OMG played so bad? Like,
Krubs, what did your team do so well that beat their team in this match?
Now, what I really liked here is that the team comp, obviously, as Deficio was touching up on, it was focused on team fighting a lot, and it was a triple threat comp, but... OMG had a Yasuo. Now, Windwall can single-handedly destroy that entire team comp. Blocks Twitch ulti, blocks every Syndra ability, and as probably talked to me, it blocks Rumble ulti as well. So what I wanted to see OMG do was ignore Dragon and then have Yasuo split push while LMQ committed to a Dragon fight. But that never happened, and then LMQ just team fight over and over and over because that's what OMG wanted to do apparently, and they ended up losing for it.
yeah, that's actually where the game got really like decided at those Dragons. The only reason the game didn't swing completely in LMQ's way is because OMG managed to kind of outplay LMQ early a couple of times, but they still came out on top just given their team comp, because OMG as a team has such a propensity to fight all the time, and LMQ just answered that with a triple threat combo. I think we have a replay as well from like the first Dragon fight where I just want to highlight a couple of things in like both compositions, so if you get it on your screen. Basically, LMQ going for this Dragon is really good. That's what they want. Like, they have this like triple threat combo, a lot of AoE damage. OMG should not be contesting this. I just want to highlight something really good that OMG does in this fight is they've already lost their jungler, right? This is OMG. They lost their jungler. They're 4 against 5 against a composition they should not do Dragon against. What they do, like, well, we'll try and outplay you. So if we roll the clip right here, they're just going ham. And the beautiful thing I want to show you is like this Nami bubble knocks up 2, Yasuo holds, and then goes at the very end, allows Maokai to just follow up a little closer, and they try to wombo combo that. But even here, like, look at that Rumble ulti. You shouldn't be fighting this. You get very lucky if you even come out alive. And especially if you look towards the next Dragon as well, where I think OMG ends up stealing it randomly. Yeah. If LMQ just got a little more lucky, this game would have already been over here. OMG just made very bad decisions.
Yeah, what about the re-engage from LMQ? They lost a few members after that 4v5, but LMQ also, you know, sticking around, going a bit deep. I want to ask Doublelift about the Twitch pick, because when picks and bans are going in, you were not convinced with Twitch.
Oh, God.
How has your mind changed?
I just hate it because Maokai is a champion that's really, really good at dealing with that kind of line damage, and especially somebody with no mobility. Maokai Yasuo should be able to deal with Twitch very easily. Not only does Yasuo's wind wall just completely negate Twitch ulti, but you have no mobility to escape this kind of Yasuo wombo combo. But the caveat to OMG's team comp is that Yasuo doesn't get solo killed and just falls so far behind. So I guess
probably that matchup, that had to have surprised you.
Yeah, well, the matchup is pretty awful for both sides, I would say. You saw early on, like, Xiao Xiao was getting bullied, and then later on, Cool got solo killed. I think that's why the Twitch pick worked.
Yes.
Honestly. If Yasuo was able to get to his Shiv early, able to get to that BF sword early, it wouldn't have gone that way. But I think they had 2 team fights where Yasuo had just a Shiv, which basically means he ults in, does 100 magic damage to everyone, and then dies.
I had a pretty big problem with OMG's decision to team fight, first of all. But besides that, we saw Elise go out with a Sightstone, a Spirit Stone, and a Negatron. So I was hoping, oh, finally, we're going to see our team get an Aegis against a AA comp. Amazing. It's going to happen. And then she goes Banshees, and then they keep trying to team fight. It makes no sense. If you want a team fight, please just buy the item. It wins you the fights.
Something else that caught my eye in picks and bans was the first pick Thresh. Honestly, initially, I think it wasn't very smart, but looking what Moore managed to do with it outside of laning phase, I think his laning phase...
So glad you say that.
I think it was a little getting used to the land vibes again, because when he flashed and flayed, there was too big of a pause in between. There was a couple of like non-prediction hooks like that he didn't want to risk. But then once he got outside of the laning phase, there's a reason we sometimes call him the facilitator, because he just gets like facility so fed. He sets up like all these fights. I think every fight that they won started with a hook from Moore, especially if you remember the one in mid lane.
Just by chance,
By chance,
it's like you know. Let's pull that replay up onto your screen. So about 26 minutes As you said, in the mid lane, there was a little bit of dancing back and forth. Double lift, I want you to take us through this clip.
The thing to note here is that Loveling has had horrible positioning the whole game, and he just hit a cocoon on Thresh, okay? Hook has 1,000 range. You can roll the clip. Why does he walk up to do that? And then he jukes back into the hook. I don't know what he's doing, but once somebody gets hooked, and there's this equalizer to cut off the rest of OMG, there's absolutely no way they can go in to save their jungler. And at this point, it's just cleanup duty for LMQ. I mean, look at this amazing win wall, but it doesn't matter. They're just so outnumbered, and Sand has been zoned from this equalizer. It doesn't matter that Cool is going in with this two-man ulti, and it's just so uncoordinated, and it's all started because of Loveling's awful positioning the entire game.
Yeah, Sand really was potentially set up to clean house, get those resets
He
down.
was. Look at all these people that are so low on HP. And I mean, you can see, like, at the very end, it's just with the skin of their teeth, LMQ can make it out with 1% HP on, like, 4 people.
Yeah, if you overreach into like this triple threat combo that can counter engage with Rumble and Jarvan ulti, that gives Twitch like the freedom and the safety that he needs. At the same time, Windwall, yeah, he can screw him over, but Zhao's stuns, they were on point. Like, he's basically blowing this fight forward, and there's no need for Twitch to need, like, he doesn't need any peel anymore because everything is just dying in front of him, and you can just light him up from the back line.
Closing thoughts from Prolly?
I think one thing that we keep forgetting to mention is Ackerman's Rumble ult were sick. He wasn't doing ults in like the banana bush or like anywhere closed space. He was doing Rumble ults in the middle of lanes, and they were perfectly across the enemy team, and they couldn't deal with it. That's really hard to do with Rumble because normally you need the closed space to do that kind of
He
thing.
did lose to go going though. Counter pick and
In lane, he
Well,
did. Final
but he
thoughts,
should
Crabs, we really need to move.
He only lost in lane because Maokai started getting assists, though. But I was happy that Ackerman performed in the mages.
Yeah, well, I do have to move this one along. Thank you for that, guys. We are going to check in with Shox, who is standing by with one of the victorious players from